took months to get to you, babe. I don't know why I can't see you there. I've tried to be there, but every day I'm farther, and now it's break my heart, babe. I've tried to get there, and I can say this all. I love you, but you do know.
Okay, we've quite literally just opened up 4 tables, just $2 tables here, so it's quite literally the first hands. We'll probably just try to play for about an hour or so, see how we get on. I'm going to play also a bit later. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I've played some tournaments last night and a couple of $5, maybe also $10 cash tables. That seemed to go okay. I think I was up a little bit in the tournaments, that's great. And probably going to do the same tonight. I've already advertised some tournaments. I'm not sure if I'll upload this video before tonight, but we'll see. If I get time I will. I haven't really played many tournaments recently, but last night I just felt in the mood to play, so we'll see how that goes. So I've advertised, I've put some tournaments up for staking on GG. I think one or two pieces have already been sold, so that's great. So I probably will be playing some tournaments, just micros. I think the biggest one might be about 10, 15, no, $20 I think, but whether I'll play them or not, I don't know. So I'm going to try to zoom in and out of these tables. So top left here we've got 2 pairs. It's a tricky flop. We always get these tricky flops: flush draw, straight draw, the heart comes in, the straight comes in by the looks of it as well. I'm going to continue betting just in case we're up against something like an ace queen, and that's okay. So I just need to remember to zoom in and out. Sometimes I do forget. You probably know that already. Peter, change the table. This is just $2 games. I did post a couple of days ago some of my stats for GG and for PokerStars, I think. I mean, both are not great, but I think the thing is about GG, little excuse. I think in 5 months I've played less than 50,000 hands, it's really a meaningless sample overall. So it's not something that I'm really, I don't think the figures are that great, but at the same time it's not something that I'm really worried about. So again, we've got something on this table here. I'm going to see both seem interested. I'm going to re-raise a little bit, see if anyone goes for that. We get the quads. Hopefully we get some action on the river. I'm just going to put in half pot there. That kind of dampened that down, I think. Okay, so well, what I did say, I think I did say I will try to, over the next week or two, do some focus work on $2, $5, possibly a little bit of a few $10 games as well, and maybe play a little bit more on GG, see how that goes. I'm going to fold the ace king on the top right. I'm going to re-raise the ace king on the top left. Let's focus. That table's given us action so far. So I'm going to put 50% in there. Should need to continue after the will he call a shove? If he's got ace queen, possibly. It's continued, it could be a flush draw. Let's put it in. Ace 10, that's great. My shoving strategy there was how likely was he going to be to call. So having continued so far, I thought there was a strong chance that he would call a shove there, so that's great. So we want to buy in there. So I think I probably, the way that I do my videos now is, you probably can't, obviously you probably can't tell this by watching them, but I do them in 2 or 3 different parts. And this is, I'm trying to something a little bit new here. The way that I record my audio, I'm actually last video I did, I recorded my audio separately. I don't quite have time to do that today. So I'm doing my audio, I'm trying to do my audio as I go along. And, but I'm doing it separately from Streamlabs. I used to do everything on Streamlabs and that wasn't quite working. So I'm recording the picture on Streamlabs and feeding my audio directly into an audio program to see if that works. I'm not sure if it will. It's probably a little bit too much information. 6, 5, 6, 7. We'll call 1 here with the 7-5. Going to re-raise the ace king. Trying to keep up here. Oops, Mr. King Jack there. We've got the 5, 6, 7, 8. Open ender 6. We've got the 7 blocking the 6, 7, 8, 9. Such a killer, isn't it? Could be a set. We've got to call it, I think. It's a crappy one, and I don't really expect to get anything from it, but yeah. I've missed the ace 9 again. I'm probably gonna, I might chop a table if I do that once more. Actually, let me just cut down to 3. I'll cut this small one, and then it's no good missing hands, is it? So there you go. I don't seem to be able to think, talk, play at the same time. In fact, I can't do anything at the same time, so hopefully that's better. I'll have to stick with, I think 3 is okay, maybe even 2 is okay. These are just slow tables as well, so, and I can't keep up. You know, when I'm not talking, I think last night playing tournaments, I was playing 4 or 5 tables, I think, 4 cash game tables and a tournament or something like that. And there was no problem, you know. And I think a couple of the tournaments were 6 max as well, so boom, 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 boom. But you know, when I'm talking and recording, there's there's other things to do, like click this, click that, and I can't do it. So yeah, to be honest, I haven't really done that much focus at $2, $5. Particularly the 6 max, I don't think. I think I've done a little bit more on PokerStars. I think my stats said I was profitable at $2 9 max on PokerStars in the challenge. I didn't really think, I didn't have it in my mind that I played that many $2 9 max, or was it $5 9 max? I don't know. I know that I have been playing 9 max, but I didn't think it was $2 9 max. I can't remember actually playing that much $2 9 max. I think it's, I have to have a look at my charts again. I think it probably refers to the $5 9 max. That's profitable. You know, I've taken a hit at $10 9 max. I think last week I just had 2 or 3 awful sessions. I ended up just tilting a few buy-ins off. I just kept getting wiped out in the river, miles ahead. You know how it goes. And I just lost the plot a little bit, really. I was like, oh, all in, all in, all in. I'm just losing everything. I don't know. I need to have a look at that. I think probably lost about 7 or 8 buy-ins, I think. But, you know, sometimes I do that $2-5 and I'll just quickly recover. So, you know, I wasn't really that worried about it, but I wasn't really that happy about it either, you know. I mean, it took 7 or 8 buy-ins, but it took in 4 tables over 3 days, sort of thing, you know. So, the grand scheme of things, it's not. It's normal-ish, but it still hurts, you know. It annoyed me, so there you go. It's not what I wanted, not where I wanted to be. I find that a little bit, I kind of, over the last few months, I think, and I haven't really played so much the last couple of months, but I found I've done steady build up, and it's nice, and then I fall off a cliff. And particularly on PokerStars, there seems to be like this magnet drawing me back to zero. I can be like plus $50, but great. You know, it's took me 5 days to do that $2 games, and then 10 minutes later I'm zero. Then boom, 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 gone. Then tip again. Okay, plus $150. $5 games maybe. Then boom, 2 hours later, zero. I just seem to be getting that. I seem to have this very short, sharp period of time of falling off a cliff and, you know, just getting annihilated. Yeah. There you go. Okay, so we got the top set here with the aces. Multi-way. Obviously, there's 2 draws there. I'm just going to put 50% in. I want to keep players in. Ah, great, perfect. We've got the straight pretty much come in there. I'm just gonna bet up here. Hopefully, it's not connecting in the right way with that 7. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Amazing. I'm just going to check it. Of course he has. Of course he has. Of course he has. Amazing. There you go. Yeah, big stack, 36 free pip, get the nuts, river the nuts, why not? How predictable is that sometimes, you know? Set aces, you know, good job I didn't go nuts with it, isn't it? You know, because big stack, oh, they're always going to get it, aren't they? Always get their little run-outs. Amazing. Just annoys me with set aces. I mean, I could have shoved it. I could have shoved that on the WhatsApp, but you know, it would have called. Would have called. Got his runner. Got his card. You know that. Bit of a fishy call with Jack 10 there on the top left. We got the top pair. I'm going to bet pot. I'm going to bet pot again. I'm just going to keep going along the brute force route. Oh, I admit that was a complete misclick. If I can do a bet pot again, I'll put in one big blind. What about that? Okay, so do you have ace 10? We've got the 10. Let's stick them all in. We're only beat by ace 10. That was a silly misclick. I mean, well, there's a... I mean, we get done... Our set aces get cracked. And then we do a silly misclick. I lose a bit of value there. What's going on? Come on. How not to play poker. That's why you're watching, really, isn't it? That's what this guy just... Whatever he does, don't do it. Or win. I'm going to bet small. We got the second pair there with the ace 9. Let's just zoom into that. Okay. That's great. I will show that. I think what I've been doing is trying to show the chart as I go along. Well, I'm only going to be playing for about an hour now because that's all I have time for, really. And like I said, I'm going to play a bit later. We're going to play for an hour, have a rest. I've got a couple of things to do, that sort of thing. And I'll show the chart at the end of this session, and just gonna call with the bottom pair here. Now we've got the flush draw bottom pair. Just gonna check. Obviously the straight's got there. We've got two pairs. I'll put a half pot. We could have the best hand here. Nice. So yeah, I'll show the chart at the end, and let's hope that a bit of focus brings me some luck, you know. And I think really that's what I've been lacking on GG cash games. I haven't really taken any of the cash games here that seriously in the last 4 or 5 months, you know. So when that's what I thought with the YouTube channel. I thought breaking everything up into little challenges what's 100 buy-ins per sort of level and per site. So $2 GG slow games, 100 buy-ins, $5 100 buy-ins, and so on. I mean, first of all, I thought that it would just make it easier for me to be as transparent as possible and show the chart every time, and you know, just exclude the bonuses mostly and just see if I can, you know, just for my own kind of sanity, can I win? Is it possible to win? Is it possible to beat the rake, excluding bonuses? And yeah, we'll put the bonuses on at the end. But that's you know, that's what I wanted to do. So I thought that would it would just make it easier for me administratively, because I found, I mean, I'm not a great administrator, to be honest, and it's not me not being transparent, it's just me being lazy, I think. I mean, I devise these spreadsheets, I create spreadsheets for the tournaments, because, like, for example, on GG tournaments, let's try it better here with the top pair. You know, I get staked. So the tournaments I did last night, 6, 7, a small bet with the 2 pair. The tournaments I did last night, that's great. I think in one of the tournaments I got staked about 40%. In another tournament, you know, I got staked 70%, blah blah blah. So obviously not all that money is mine, and then I sell my stakes at the moment for 10%. So let's say $10 tournament. Let's say somebody buys 70% of it, you know, for example. Oops, I missed that 8 there. And so that's great. So they pay $7 plus 10%, so $7.70. You know, so that means that I pay, like, a $10 tournament, I will pay $2.30 for 30%, which is fine. So so every few tournaments, technically it's a free tournament, which is great. But all that has to go down on paper, because, you know, when you kind of, you know, without the staking, you just go, yeah, like with Poker Stars, I can just go onto the HUD and say I won this much, I lost this much, because it's, go on to Holdem Manager, it's all there, you know, this is your buy-ins, this is your net winning, this is gross winnings, the figures there. But when the staking, you know, I have to put it on a spreadsheet, because I don't think I'll have to speak to Holdem Manager actually. I don't think the staking element is in there in the tournament section. Maybe I'll have to double check. But I'll put it on a spreadsheet now, and it's fairly easy. But it's just that kind of like data entry, you know. And I'm a little bit behind with that. I'm thinking, okay, I haven't done that now. I haven't really played that many tournaments, but I haven't done that for about 2 weeks. I promised myself when I made these spreadsheets, I'll do it every day. I'll play, you know. I'll just put, you know, I probably should do it tonight. I'll start from tonight, but I did it for about the first 3 days. Well, fill the spreadsheet. Oh, that's great, easy. You know, and then I thought, oh, I can't be bothered. I just want to play, click on, log in, start, and then finished. Oh, I'm tired, going to bed. Then the next day, I thought, oh, I'll do my spreadsheet. Oh, boring. You know, so, you know, and then suddenly you get 10 days behind, and you think, oh, I really need to do this, because it does give an accurate figure of, you know, if I put all that in my chart, then, you know, I know exactly where I am, you know. So, also what has happened over the last, I don't know about this, I played a tournament a few days ago, I think at the weekend, and I had a bad beat. Okay, and fine, that's pretty much standard for tournaments. I got wiped out, but it gave me a thank you GG thing. Cheers GG, and I thought that's unusual, because I thought this only happens in cash games. You know, if you get a bad beat in a cash game, sometimes you get an entry into a bad beat tournament, and sometimes you win a bit of money. But I was playing some tournaments on Saturday, Sunday, I think, and I got one of these. I thought, oh, that's unusual. I'm pretty sure it's from a tournament. I mean, I may have been playing a cash game on the side, and that's where it came from. But unless I had a bad beat and I both had a cash game and a tournament at the same time. But my understanding, it happened when I was in a tournament, and I got this kind of bad beat screen come up. But I could be wrong, but I just saw it there anyway. I thought, oh, okay. So, and then the next day I won $40 on the, in their bad beat tournament. So that's great. I think the last week I've won about $60–70 in the last week. Yeah, I'll try and show that. I might put some of those things up in the community section of the website, because I think as well, it just shows people. Again, I'm trying to be. I've got nothing to hide, I've got nothing to. I don't really care about things too much. I'm more lazy than anything, and I think, okay, well, yeah, that might be a good idea, just to keep up to date with that community section so people can see. As much as I have the energy to put up there, really. I'll try and get really up to date with my stats. I might do that tomorrow. I think I might just go through all my tournaments on GG, see if there's anything missing there. I was pretty up to date a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't really played that many tournaments in the last couple of weeks. So I might just fill a couple of spreadsheets in and put those figures on. But I think really with the couple of wins I've had in the GG thank you tournaments, I think $60–70 there. That was a bit of a boost, which was good. I mean, PokerStars changed from the monthly poker challenge to the weekly poker challenge. And the weekly poker challenge doesn't work for me, not at $2 or $5. When I did the monthly poker challenge, let's say I finished the monthly poker challenge 4 days before the end of the month. They would often give me a daily challenge or a 2-day challenge or something like that. Get 100 points, we'll give you $5 or something. Okay. Fine. I did the last weekly poker challenge and I finished it at a $15 one. I'm gonna put a little bet in here with the good shot. Just a small bet, see. Little probe. I finished it about 2 days. I finished it in 5 days, so I had about a day or two left. They gave me no extra. They just expected me to play for another couple of days. I was waiting for it. Actually, no, they did issue another one, but it's just for 1 or 2 days. But at the same time, you've got to get like a whole week's worth of points. Okay, PokerStars, that's the way you're gonna play that. I'm not playing. Good luck. I'll go and pot with the kings. Obviously, we got the flush draw, the straight draw again. I'm just gonna make it expensive to continue. So that was okay. Getting a fold is not ideal, but getting a continue is not necessarily ideal as well. So yeah, PokerStars seems to be it's a bit crafty, there, isn't it? I'm tempted just to shove this ace king here. I'm going to put a really big re-raise in. I'm saying no, I'm quite happy going all in with an ace king suited. great. And yeah, so I looked at my poker stars yesterday. I've got about another 3 days for a monthly poker challenge to complete. I thought, well, I won't have the time to do that if I'm just playing $2 or $5 games, so I won't play there. Come to GG. I think poker stars, you know, I've got a soft spot for poker stars. I played many hands. I've made money on poker stars in cash games, you know, so I'm not gonna criticize poker stars on my criticism. I want poker stars to get better, you know. It always seems to be like, oh, let's find out a crafty way to, you know, not really give any rate back. And I understand, you know, I understand things might be tough, theoretically, you know, guarantees have gone down in the tournaments, people have moved to GG, and so on, you know, I get it, you know, I'm not, you know, but, you know, I don't think people are stupid. I think sometimes, generally, poker sites tend to think people are idiots, and they go, oh, we'll come up with this bonus that nobody understands, you know. Oh, we won't be totally honest about what this bonus means. Yeah, well, you know, the penny drops pretty quick with people, and yeah, some people just, oh, I don't care, carry on playing, but I didn't, you know, so, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who is, but, you know, do they care or not? Probably not, you know. I mean, what's me not playing on PokerStars for free? Just going to have no impact on them whatsoever, you know, but personally I just think, well, just work on making it right, you know. It kind of just feels like sometimes greed takes over, doesn't it? You know, I think. I'm not saying that's the case, but I can't understand why with the monthly poker challenge, if I finish that 2 or 3 days before, they gave me a little daily challenge or 2. That seemed reasonable. Weekly poker challenge, oh no, we can't, you know, we can't apply the same formula there. We've got to do something different, and just to annoy you, you know, as if that's a good thing to do, you know. So there you go. I played as a consequence. I played less on. Look, should have gone bigger with the kings there. As a consequence, I played less on PokerStars over the last week or 2. Directly because of that. Well, we got the set. We get beat by the flush, we get beat by the straight, but I don't think he's got either of those. That's great. Just the way that he was betting Tom with that, he didn't have a monster. So I'm just clicking some things on my other screen at the moment, and you get a couple of blinks there. Sorry about that. One day I'll get this right. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have to say it's been a big learning curve, and I think learning is very much still what I'm doing with making YouTube videos. Particularly somebody who's retarded like myself. Okay, we've got top set here with zoom into that a little bit. He hasn't really got much going on there. Raise it a little bit, try and get him to shove. There you go. Jack, thank you very much. Okay, great. Well, oh, I'm not sure if a little bit of focus is doing okay. Well, yeah, but the chart's the chart's saying plus $4 now, so the sessions. But I think we want to buy in pretty early on, didn't we? If I remember rightly. Second pair with the queens. I'm gonna put a half pot. Continues, could have a flush draw, could have a king. I'm gonna have to call it. Obviously you've got the king. Easily foldable. Well, oh, we got the kiss of death with the kings here. You know, he's obviously got aces, hasn't he? Yeah. Let's re-raise him anyway. Well, he didn't have aces. Thank you for the comments, everyone. I mean, I think I do like to have a bit of, you know, constructive dialogue going on exchange. There was a comment a week or so ago asking me where I lived, and it was a sort of general thing. I mean, obviously you can see from the flag I live in Thailand, and that's all. You obviously can hear that I'm not Thai, so. Beyond that, I just feel a bit uncomfortable. So forgive me if I deleted. You know, I deleted the comment that asked that. No offense intended, but I know the question was probably a very. You know, I'm just a very private person more than anything. You know, and I just, you know, this. Doing YouTube videos and putting myself out there is a challenge to myself a little bit as well, because and fold the 10s. I think I just needed to push myself just a little bit to try to do something like this, to be a little bit more to engage a little bit more with the outside world a little bit, you know. And sometimes when you know, the playing poker and COVID and all that, I felt you know, maybe a bit too much time at the screen. I do lots of other things. I get out quite a bit now, and I don't drink or anything like that, but I swim a lot. I like to go to nice restaurants. I like to go for long walks and stuff. But you know, at the same time, I'm you know, I'm quite private. I've got friends and I've got connections, but I'm not like where I was when I was younger, where I was always out and doing things with groups of people. I like to do a lot of stuff on my own now, really. So this was a challenge, so you know, forgive me, and I am step by step. I am kind of, you know, I do have a Discord. I think there was a conversation there as well a month or two ago about do I have Discord. I have set up a Discord channel for this, and I haven't publicised it yet, and I don't use it yet. And I think that partly it's two things. One, do I have the time? Two, will people use it? Three, I need to learn about it. Four, you know, is it me? Sort of thing. You know, all those sorts of things. So, so forgive me if I'm a bit, you know, I need to be a bit careful as well, you know. So, I hope you understand. I'm sure later on down the line, when I get used to everything, and I'm a famous multi-millionaire poker player, one of the, you know, the best known faces in the world, I'll be happy to be a bit more open. You know, which part of that's not going to happen? All of it, okay, yeah, I got it. It's never going to happen. Be nice though, wouldn't it? You know, just that one bink of a, you know, it's not impossible, is it? The re-raise a king 10 suited, a bit loose, but bottom end of the range, isn't it? Does that sound professional? Bottom end of the range. However, I started playing poker, so what's that? What does that mean? Bottom end of the range? I have no idea. Now, I kind of vaguely have an idea. Sorry, everything's clicking up there. I think sometimes I just tap my fingers a little bit on my mouse, just yeah. Well, that's too much coffee, I think. I find out I have restless leg syndrome, and that's where people shake their legs a bit too much sometimes, you know, and it doesn't help because I've got an addiction to coffee. Strong coffee, lots of it, and it's something that I'm trying to address. I mean, I brought it's a couple of days ago, I think I brought my girlfriend and I 2 big coffees from the shop. She wanted one. She doesn't really drink much, but she wanted one. I got one for myself, and I brought these like 6 little cans of coffee. I thought, well, if I'm playing, I won't have time to make myself one, and then she went the next day to have a can out of the fridge. This kind of, whatever they are, Nescafes or something. crap coffees, and I'd had them all. You had 6 cans. You had that big coffee, plus your breakfast coffee, and 6 cans. So I mean, yeah. Why are you not having a heart attack now? I was like, I don't know. I'm not. Maybe I'm already dead, and I'm just. I think I'm alive. You know, I don't know. It's a miracle. I think I need to address it. I find that I get you know, coffee headaches if I, you know, and that's the thing. I'm kind of chasing. You know, it's the addiction, isn't it? The withdrawals on quick shot just to get rid of the headache sort of thing sometimes. But I mean, it's also I just did my screen yesterday. I was finding I was getting a couple of. It's partly I was getting a couple of headaches from being on the screen, and I thought I'd already adjusted my screen to make it comfort view on this big HP screen or whatever it was. And I remember doing this a couple of weeks ago, and I just thought, yeah, it's too bright, it's hurting my eyes, I'm getting a problem. And but I kind of went through all the settings and I selected comfort view, and I thought that was it. But what I forgot to do was to sort of click OK. To never actually change. So I had another 2 weeks of, like, you know, burn your eyes out view. You know? So I was sitting here, but I was crying, like a headache, drinking coffee, watching the sun on the screen, you know, that sort of thing. That wasn't good. So now I've got comfort view. I don't know how that's going to affect the replay in the video, but I think it should be okay. But it's certainly, I feel it better on my eyes, you know. I'm not going blind anymore, I don't think. And I did worry about it. I did worry about that, you know, is this frying my blood vessels in my eyes, you know, because it was a bit uncomfortable for me. And so yeah, I've dealt with the screen. And I was thinking of I'm just thinking of knocking the coffee on the head entirely, and I know that's going to be painful for a week, and I'm not sure whether I can do it, because, you know, I do get a bit tired sometimes. A little boost, a little, you know, is good. Can I live without that boost? You know, I don't do any, you know, I don't drink, I don't do anything else, you know, so it's not a big deal. And I was watching a video about ketosis as well a couple of days ago. Some doctor was saying that you can starve cancer. It sounds really morbid, but I don't really worry about cancer. But, you know, the lifestyle I've had, I should have. I won't be surprised if I'm riddled with cancer and everything going, you know. But I seem to be okay, you know. I haven't had a heart attack yet, touch wood. I seem to be okay, and I had some ill health a few years ago, but generally speaking I'm okay. But anyway, I was watching this video, and this guy, he was a sales specialist, I think, but microbiologist, whatever they're called, and he'd done a lot of research into cancer, behaviour of cancer in cancer cells, and effective treatments, blah blah blah. And he was just saying, you know, glucose and glutamine, I think, in the cell causes cancer, and really to get rid of that, you just gotta fast. And he was really passionate about it in this video. He was really, you know, we don't need radiotherapy, we don't need chemotherapy. I mean, please don't listen to me, you know, if you know any one of you have problems yourself, you know, make your own mind up. But I thought, well, you know, this guy, he was showing all this research papers, proper doctor, all these research papers did, and he said we've studied heart cells, we've studied brain cells, we've studied lung cells, we've studied colon cells. They're all the same. You know, it's all about this. It's all about glucose and glutamine. And if you know, basically, if you have cancer, if you starve yourself, if you drink water every day for 30 days, you will not have cancer. You know, it wasn't just a crackpot. He was a proper doctor. But I just thought, and then I just thought, you know, I thought about my diet. I thought, you know, perhaps because it's Ramadan. I don't know if it's still Ramadan now, but you know, obviously Muslims fast, don't they? So most of them do. And when I was a kid, I was raised a Catholic, so we had to fast sometimes. I used to hate it, but we did. But actually, you know, fasting is probably really good for you. It's probably really a good thing to do, and probably something I should be doing, I think. And so I was thinking about that. I was thinking, you know, I'm certainly eating less, I think. I'm certainly conscious about my, you know, I don't count my calories, and I'm not a fussy eater, but I'm kind of become a bit more conscious recently about quantity, I think. And then I just thought, well, you know, perhaps it might be good just to do some really cleansing thing, you know, just fast, meditate, just, you know, a bit of a sort of health, spiritual. I think, you know, here in Thailand they have like, you know, retreats where some of them people pay quite a bit. Some of them are pretty much free. Some of them people pay a lot of money for, where they just go there and drink, you know, eat nothing, say nothing, drink water. I thought, well, it's a good business to be in. I think I'll buy a bit of land. Bit of water. If 5 people are along to pay, like, you know, 300 pounds a day or whatever, dollars a day, and I'm joking. I mean, I think some of these things are seriously good, aren't they? I mean, I don't mind to criticise, but I probably wouldn't mind having a go at it myself. You know, I think, we are responsible for our own health, and I think we're responsible for our own sickness, I think. So, you know, if you smoke a lot, then your odds of getting cancer is clearly higher, isn't it? You know, if you drink a lot, then your odds of liver disease is higher. If you eat a lot of sugar, your odds of diabetes are high. You know, so these things are fairly obvious, and I think, you know, if you fast and take those things away, you know, sometimes in quite an extreme way, then, well, yeah, certainly there's harm to it as well. But obviously the free's got there. We got the 2 pair. Well, hopefully no one's got a free. Put a little bit in. I'm sure somebody has got a free. Got to put a little bit in. Oh. Let me know what you think about fasting and drinking coffee. I mean, it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts about that in the comments. I don't mind, whatever you want to chat about down there, that's great. Probably better than poker. You're crap. Stop playing. Yeah. Stop playing poker and stop eating. Yeah, I have no idea. You know, I'm amazed that I haven't drank alcohol for, 7 years. And I haven't smoked a cigarette for 7 years either. So, and it's pretty easy to do both. Pretty easy. I mean, I've stopped smoking before, and drinking, I wasn't really drinking a lot. I have drank a lot in the past when I was younger, obviously. But now I just never feel the need for it. I'm too busy. I don't like being sick with a hangover. I'm not really that interested in sitting in bars and listening to loud music, and you know, I don't have that. You know, just it's not that interesting. And my girlfriend's not interested in that either. Don't get me wrong, when I get people visit me and they come over here on holiday, we go out, I enjoy that, you know. I think it's because, you know, it's good to see them, and you know, there's a bit of, I get into their holiday spirit sort of thing, and you see them kind of letting their hair down, and we have a good laugh, and we go places and stuff. But when they're not here, I don't tend to do it. You know, I have friends who own bars. You know, I walk by sometimes and say hello, but the last time I've been in a long time, you know. I have friends who own bars and clubs, and yeah, they seem to do well, apart from COVID, obviously, but yeah, good luck to them. And you know, that was a misclick with the ace-2. I meant to fold. Look at that. Look at that. What was going on there? I misclicked with the ace-2. I'm just going to check the straight. How about that? Check raise. Yeah. Well, 4-5. Let's see if he wants to play. Be nice if we get a little booty here with the misclick. Hopefully he's got a set. I'm selling him now. I've got ace-2. Or he could have 6. I'm beating by 6-2, obviously. If he's got a 6-2, I'm gonna vomit. Go on. Be nice to win a stat from a misclick. Things happen for a reason. There you go. So yeah, I mean, kind of, I just don't have the time now, you know. I think my days seem to go quickly, you know. It's kind of, I've usually got something to do in most afternoons, 2-3 hours. I have a little sort of contract to fulfill, and that's good. It gives me something different to do. I get to meet interesting people. I'm happy with that, and you know, so that's good for me. So you know, 2-3 hours in most afternoons are done. You know, try and get a bit of a swim in every day. Go shopping maybe, and do my poker videos and play poker. I got no time, you know. I quite literally got no time to mess around. And it's like, you know, Oops. We could have the best hand here with the 8, so I'm going to put in a big bet. Oh, it's a bit risky with the draws there, but I'm always looking as much as I can to bet on a check turn. Not always. I'm going to skip the fours here. I'm going to chase the bottom end of a straight. But we've been playing about an hour. We'll keep going a bit. 3 tables. Works out, 3 tables. I might also try to play some Russian cast and Zoom at some point in the next couple of days, but maybe for now just focus on the slow tables, $2, $5. I find with the Russian cast tables, on PokerStars I can change the way the cards are dealt. So I have the turbo. It just kind of flashes. You don't have the cards dealt out, you know. You just kind of cards kind of appear. It's called the turbo select, you know, the turbo option. But with the Russian cash on GG, you know, the cards you can't. Well, someone tell me if you can, but I've not worked it out. You don't seem to be able to change the way the cards are dealt. So, and that makes me feel a bit tired, you know. Or when I have the sound up, but even just the division of it, just hypnotizes me. I don't really like it. 4, 5, 6. I'm going to fold the 9s, multi-way. May have folded the best hand. Six, 3, oops, oops. Oh, there you go. Maybe GTO it was a fold. EV there was probably nothing. Well, the EV of folding is 0, isn't it? There you go. But I think the EV are calling. 9s. That's something I might have a look at later. But something I'm learning about EV is the relationships of different EVs in different situations. You know, really your ability of your hand to improve. I mean, I've been. Ginge Poker described EV as your ability. The ability is the measure of your ability of your hand to improve. It's not, but there's an aspect of what he was saying there was true. It's an interesting way of thinking about it. That's not necessarily the mathematical formula for EV, but it is it's a good way to think about it. Is your hand's probably got more EV if it has the ability to improve on later streets compared to a hand that is going to find it difficult to improve on later streets. So there with the 9-9 multi-way sticky, I don't think there was a lot of EV there, and the ability of the 9-9s to improve and to win that hand was probably, yeah, not that much difference between folding. There we go. That's my theory anyway. Okay, I'm just going to call with the Ace King here. Oh, I've folded. We don't have any clubs. If you think I'm talking crap about the EV theory, then let me know. I'm ready to learn. I just kind of tell you how I understand it, you know, and how I sort of try to conceptualize things, and I have to say though, I feel like before I start, I haven't really done any study the last 2 or 3 days. Last week and the week before I did a lot of studying. Last 2 or 3 days I haven't really had time. But I think I've got worse since I started studying GTO. Because before I started studying GTO, I just used to do my own thing. Just kind of instinct, you know. And it used to be okay, you know. My graph used to go up and up, you know. I don't know the exact figures, 10 big blinds, 8 big blinds, 11 big blinds, I don't know. They are not the figures that I'm talking about, but it used to go up. You know, sometimes down, sometimes nowhere, but sometimes up. But, you know, it would go up, 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 over a period of 5-6 months. It was great. Okay, I was happy. Start studying GTO. This has been a disaster. Oh, I don't know. I thought I was supposed to become unexploitable. I don't know. Does it mean does unexploitable mean, you know, the game becomes unbeatable? Oh, I've never check raised so much in my life. Oh, that's been a disaster, truly. Yeah, I think there is I feel there is an element for me of ripping it up and starting again. It's that kind of, I'm kind of thinking it will get worse before it gets better. And I know my hope is by going up the stakes that the way that I'm mashing up my game at the moment, what I feel like I'm doing, is going to be worth it in the end. For whatever reason, it's going to come good, and not just about luck. It's going to, you know, the stud. Oh, I was tapping on my mouse there. Sorry. You know, I kind of, there will be a time, you know, in the past I mean still today, but in the past there's almost every position was like, you know, check, call, raise, I've no idea, you know, fold, whatever, you know, I said all in, yeah, you know, I'm just kind of, let's hope this is the best thing to do, and it was okay, it kind of did the job. You know, okay, I wasn't sort of closing my eyes on doing stupid things. Sometimes I did, but generally, you know, there was a rationale to it that, you know, I think I've got the best hand here. Generally was the rationale. And I think this guy's messing around. And if I win, I win, I lose, I lose. That's it. That was my rationale. I think I'm ahead. Enough to shove. GTO, I think, yeah. There's obviously that's still there, you know. You've got, but I think equity becomes less important. I mean, equity is obviously still really important and is part of the EV equation. I totally get that, but. And I don't think it's a pure rock, paper, scissors exercise either, you know, it's like indifferent to this and different to that. Yes, I think flop bets are generally indifferent. There's a big indifference. I mean, what you do on the flop, I wouldn't say is meaningless, but, you know, very often, as far as I understand it, there's not that much difference between sort of check, you know, 30%, 50%, 70% pot, you know, it's you know, there's probably different frequencies that those bets would occur in certain situations, but in terms of EV differences, there's not much. And the big EV differences come in sort of later streets and later actions and so on. And I'm yet to fully comprehend all that. It's interesting. I mean, I like to, you know, when I study, I just go through it for a week or two. I'm kind of like, okay, I'm on this now. That's how I approach it. I'm not. It's a bit like my administration. It's like, okay, I need to do my spreadsheets now, and didn't get anywhere with the 8s there. And I do my spreadsheets for 2 or 3 days, and then I need to do this for 2 or 3 days rather than. You know, it's probably not the best approach, but that's how it is. But yeah, then I might have the best time with the 8s here. What I'm going to do, 46% VPIP. We've got a club. I'm certainly not calling 18. No. Bluff catcher, really. Straight there, flush draw. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I mean, what do we beat with 8-8? 7-7. It's a very foldable bluff catcher. So yeah, but I don't think the benefits to my game are there yet. I mean, yes, I think I feel more confident when I'm playing, because I feel like, you know, my ranges are better. I feel I've got a better understanding of when I should fold. God, a better understanding of, you know, of my check frequencies and those sort of things, and they help. You know, I've got fewer spots where I'm saying, oh, you know, what do I do here? What's the best thing to do? I kind of, you know. So that's helped with my confidence. I think I've noticed in the last sort of week or so my tournaments have got a bit better from studying GTO, what I was doing the last sort of I'm not even with the Ace King here. Well, I'm just gonna give it up. And you know, I'm not playing so tight in tournaments, which I was doing. I think, you know, some tournaments I would like my VPIP was less than 10, and I think all my tournaments yesterday my VPIP was like 23, 24. Still not great, and I've got a lot of work to do in other areas of tournaments, but I was pleased that, you know, I was playing more hands, and I was getting involved in more hands, and I was getting, you know, I'd move forward, you know. That was good. I'm just gonna put a small button with a good shot, 2 overs. Obviously we get nothing on the turn, which was predictable call and predictable nothing. Just gonna check. We get the straight now, that's great. I'm gonna bet up with the top pair queens. Okay. Got big, hopefully continues. Jack 10. Fantastic. Yeah, my feeling with my cash game is it's had an impact. And the positivity of that impact is not necessarily reflected in the results yet. You know. But, you know, I kind of... And there hasn't really been enough time to you know, to really see that. You know, the samples... I mean, I'm still less than 50,000 hands. I've only played about 5,000 hands since my last intense period of study, you know. I'll put a half pot back with the Ace King here. So, you know, it's early days. But I feel, you know, my game's a lot more passive. And my feeling was sometimes, like with 6 max, the way that I used to play was, you know, in the first hour I'd be plus 2 or 3 stacks or minus 2 or 3 stacks. Now it's like I'm plus 10 big blinds or minus 10 big blinds, you know? So it's a little bit less chaotic. And I don't know whether that's the right thing or not, you know, because the way that I was playing before was, you know, I wasn't laggy or anything, but it was, you know, higher variance than what's going on now. I'm going to stick a small bet in, hope he doesn't have the flush or the straight. Well, obviously you're saying he has a flush. What is it with these 40, 60, 70% V-pippers who seem to be getting it every freaking time? Not every time, but you know what I mean. Like, I kind of knew that was coming, and I knew that would be about 70%. I mean, he could be messing around, but again, but before I probably would have shoved that king queen, and it probably would have called and hit his flush, and I would have taken the hit. But you know, a lot of the times it wouldn't have hit his flush, and you know that's one thing that's changed. Now I'm kind of a little bit more, you know, cautious. You know, maybe it'll end up in a sort of similar or same outcome without kind of all the blood all over the place. Yeah, who knows? But the fact of the matter, you should make most of your money with ace, ace and king, king, isn't it? Generally speaking, that's what tends to happen. Well, we got king, king now. Let's put our hopefully of course. Zoom in. Great. I'm going to put pot bet just in case he causes ace jack. And he doesn't. Okay. Okay, that's it for this session. I think I'll stop there, and I'm going to play a bit later. And let's just have a look at the chart. And I think it was at 0 the start of this session, wasn't it? And so what does this? Okay. Let's just quickly have a look at the chart. Bring this over here. Okay, and so you can see here, custom range. We started this challenge on the 28th of March. It's now the 20th, so we'll just click show again. Okay, and we'll click all those. Just want to have a look. I'll do click on the EV graph, and then we'll scroll down. Okay, so we'll call that $4. I mean, you know, split hairs there, but we went up a little bit there. It's a bit like that, wasn't it? So $4, and I'm sure we'll come back to that later. So hopefully, I mean, obviously this is the PokerCraft stats. It doesn't include the rake. I don't know why they don't put the rake. Well, I do know why they don't put the rake there. Again, it's just like, come on, treat us like adults. It's okay. We can handle it. We really are not that stupid. But, you know, so I'll put this, you know, next week or two, I'll put it into the Holdem Manager and you can see the rake. Because if you want to take poker seriously, that's important. Yeah, we understand. We pay rake. It's okay. You know, just as long as it's reasonable. Okay, so that's that. And see you again soon. Thank you for watching.